Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to talk about my experience with the Elitewheels Edge 40 rim brake wheel set. I've been riding them for a while now, use them for both training and climbing events, and I want to share an honest opinion, the good, the bad, and whether I would buy them again. Meanwhile, you can enjoy the commute I did in this day. And that's the wheel in action. Communication and delivery. Let's start with the experience I had ordering from Elitewheels. Communication was excellent from the very beginning. They were quick to reply within 1 day, clear with the details, and the wheels arrived on the time as described, I think a couple of days earlier. The packaging was solid, everything looked professional, so from customer service perspective, no complaints at all. They were great to deal with. I'm going to talk a little bit later about the communication because the communication didn't end here at the order. I had to deal with them about warranty too. First impression and installation, the wheels looked really good out of the box. Lightweight, clear finish, and visually very well made. Mounting tubeless tire was easy. I had some issues getting them to sit properly, and then the air didn't held perfectly. So that's something. It's not about these proper wheels, it's about tubeless generally. On the bike they felt smooth and responsive. I honestly didn't feel a huge difference compared to my previous aluminium wheel set, especially when climbing or accelerating. They didn't transport the ride, but they felt solid and precise, which is, good, but not as always claimed. The first real issue I ran into was with the brake pads that came in the box. They are bad. Let's put it that way. They melt on long descent. If you're planning to ride in the mountain or do big descents, throw them away before you even use them, and get something from a known brand like DT Swiss carbon pads. Once I switched to those, braking was more consistent and the brake pads didn't melt. Now the bigger problem came after some heavy training months. I had months with over 15,000 meters of elevation gain, so a lot of climbing but even more descending. During that period, the front rim started to deform on the brake track. It looked like a small inward collapse, and braking started to feel uneven, like the pads were grabbing and releasing as the wheel turned. So the surface basically got damaged from heat and pressure over time. This was disappointing because that was after only 2 months of use, so quite early. I'm a light guy and a lot of descending and ascending. Here's how the old rim brake surface looks like. I hope you can see a little bit. The surface is still laminated. So I had to go through warranty and support process. That said, the warranty process was excellent. I contacted Elitewheels, explained the problem, sent them a few pictures, and they immediately agreed to replace the rim under warranty. They sent me a new rim for the front wheel, and I just had to move the hub and spokes from the old one. Here I asked them if they could send me a full wheel, a complete wheel, to avoid this moving hub and spokes, and they wanted to charge me like for the full wheel. I didn't see some reduction in price because of the warranty. So in this case I just decided to get only the rim for free, and during the rebuild a couple of nipples broke, and again they sent me replacement nipples and a few extra spokes for free. So the after sales support was really good. Everything worked out smoothly, and they were very fair to deal with. Yeah, I tried to get a whole wheel, the complete wheel, and didn't work so well. I think there the price, considering that the tire broke after such a short time, yeah, the price for replacement was quite high. In general, the wheels performed well in normal conditions. They are light, they roll great, and for training or moderate terrain, they feel fast and stable. But, and this is important, they are not suitable for very steep or long descents, especially if you do a lot of climbing and descending like I do. The brake surface can overheat and deform, and that basically limits their lifespan for heavy use. If you ride mostly flat or rolling terrain, they'll probably last a long time. If you live in the mountains, not so much. So the final short thoughts: if you're a light rider doing moderate rides, go for it. So flats and not so heavy descents, climbs, and so on. If you are someone who rides long steep descents regularly, look for something stronger. That's my honest experience with the Elitewheels Edge 40 rim brakes. If you have any questions about setup, drop a comment below. If you had a better experience with them, tell us about it down in the comments. Thank you for watching. Ride safe and see you in the next one. Bye.